conference after round 4 here in the Platinum class with a few drivers in. Tonight we have Double A, Lopez, Lion, and iRoll joining us alongside my dirty little secret. Secret, he's come with us, and always we have Jones, recording for us. Though we won't ask him any questions because he doesn't like the McLaren team right now. Had to get that one in early. But Secret, if I could bring it back to you though, what an incredible race we just witnessed.
It was an incredible race, actually. I really enjoyed it, especially with the midfield battle. It couldn't have been tighter. It really couldn't have. There was barely 5 seconds between, I would say, six cars, especially the Alphas and the Hasses. It was a great battle.
Well, let's kick off the podcast as we normally do with someone pink. I roll. Back on the podium once more. This time we're talking to you, and you're not translating for us as last week.
Yeah,
How does P, how does P3 feel?
it feels very great, man. I'm fucking happy right now. First podium of this season. How could I be sad?
So could the race have gone any better for you? Because you did battle a bit. I mean, you had P2 in sights in the last
Oh
laps. Do you
yeah,
think you could have caught him?
yeah, but I don't think I could overtake him. It's Singapore, and we were both on old tires. But yeah, that P3 feels very great, man. I mean, I think I start uh P9 or P8. I climbed very quick to the P6, and then like I just did my race for the rest, and I got a P3. So, yep.
Secret. Any questions for our pink Power Ranger driver?
Well, Ira, how did you enjoy taking over the trademarks of the Truly Train? Because you're a
Yeah.
legend. You are a legend. You made this race 10 times more exciting today. So how did you maintain yourself? Because that must be incredibly nerve wracking having almost 10 platinum drivers all behind your gearbox.
Yeah, I was just focusing on my race, and I never look back, only look forward, and I just did my thing, and it worked.
Anything different on the strategy, or were you just you were set locked on what you were going to do from the start?
I only pit one lap before what I was supposed, because I saw Cinder going into the pits on lap 10, so I did go on lap 11. I was supposed to go on lap 12, but yeah. And I think Zinder got stuck behind his slow car. That's why the undercut didn't work. I was quite happy about that.
Fantastic. Back to you, JB.
Well, thank you, Iro, for joining us as always. I know you have to head out now, but well done on
No problem.
P3. Ho- Hopefully, more podiums are to come for you this time in season 8.
I hope so. More more podium for the stage.
All right, so now we're going to look at I have no idea whether my
Uh,
mic just died for a second there. I'll check. Jones, are we still good, man? Good. There we go. All faded out. So, Lion, can you unmute your mic and have a chat with me, or don't you like me?
Good afternoon. Good evening, gentlemen.
It's a morning. But nonetheless, how how was that race for you? Because you're in my favourite car, and you got P9.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. The first stint, as you guys alluded to, it was a train, which didn't help at all. Like the pace on the mediums would have been better, but no, it's just there's nowhere to go. Tried to undercut like few laps before, but I think most of the drivers reacted the lap after. I did undercut a couple, but um, didn't work as much as I intended to. But I'm pretty happy with it. I No wing damage, no drama. Just kept a steady pace throughout the race and uh, held my ground towards the end.
Well, nonetheless, it was a good race. You actually stretched your tires a whole lot longer than anyone else. At what point were you thinking, "Oh, these tires might blow up"?
The tire wear on the hards is not bad. I think towards the end of the race I was around 40%. I tend to manage them quite well. Um, but yeah, I did pit earlier, as I said, to undercut folks. Which I think I did for a couple of them, but it wasn't enough because it's only one lap, and the hards on the first lap, on the out lap, they're very cold and the grip is not yet there. So by the time they got up to temperature, the folks reacted, and yeah, it didn't work. But yeah, no, the tires were pretty okay. Like towards the end, it's as I said, they were around 40%.
All right, secret. Any questions for our P9 finisher?
First off, congratulations on the points, GT. Very
Thank you.
good. I'm actually interested on how how you think about qualifying because in my personal opinion, the strategy is made on that qualifying. If you start outside of the top 10, you have a better chance of longevity. But how do you think your qualifying went from your perspective?
Um, didn't go the way I would like it to go. As always, I think when it comes to race pace, I have the race pace, but on uh, on a one lap pace, I just need to work on that. Just to find the true potential. But yeah, I did intend to go on the mediums. I could have done somewhere around in 136s, which I didn't. Um, I went for a final run on the softs because I was already outside of the top 10. Um, by the time I went on the softs, I tried to. I could have done 135s on the softs, but again, it didn't. I just get more or less nervous in qualifying, which I should get over it. I have quite a bit of races under my belt, so it's just one of those things that I need to work on. But yeah, my qualifying, I'm always not happy about it.
Understandable, but congrats on the points, man. That was a really good, strong final stint from you. I know it was hard to keep up with the tires, but it was a good race from you at the end, man.
Thank you, appreciate it.
JB?
Yes. Hopefully, just so I don't butcher the transition to another person. Let's have a chat with one of our many Hasses, but this time it's Lopez.
The third one.
Lopez, could you just unmute your mic? There you is. Hello, dear. Um, Now, you and your teammate got very close all the way through that race before he unfortunately did decide to meet the pit wall. At what point were you thinking Gunter needs to tell him to calm down?
No, I needed to be the one that Gunther needed to talk to. Sadly, I hit the back of my teammate. I think it was lap 8 at one point. So Gunther's not happy with me at the moment. um, yeah, I hit my teammate. He had really good pace, but I just a little too jumpy on the brakes. I think I broke right at my mark, which was really bad since I was following another car and there was a little train. So I hit the back of him. He lost some pace due to that. Thanks to the slow train, we were able to catch up and keep a really good pace.
Secret? I know you. I know I just stole your question. I heard a
Eight.
damn it a minute ago.
Yeah. It's okay. I have another one.
Good, because
Lopez.
I didn't have any.
Lopez. Good stuff on the race today, man. I want to ask
Thank
you,
you.
how did your mentality, knowing that at any time, because you were in that train, as we all know, from in front, you had to watch from the front and from behind. How was your mentality thinking that you just have to make it to the end of this race? You knew you were in that point scoring position. You just had to make it.
It was difficult. It was mostly just spur of the moment, not thinking about the rest, just thinking about how early do I need to brake, how late will the guy behind me will brake. The regular stuff, trying to avoid any type of contact from the behind and the front, but also keeping up with the guys. It was really mental trying to do all that at the same time because had to keep an eye on my review mirrors while looking ahead at the same time, and it was really difficult, nerve wracking, but I still managed. Had a lot of pace, especially on the corners. Was running higher downforce than most of the guys, so I was a lot better on the brakes as well. So I just managed as much as possible, use as much power as possible on the straights to be able to keep up and leave the car behind a little bit of space so that if they managed to outbrake themselves, they wouldn't hit me.
Well, thank you for taking your time to have a chat with me, JB.
All right, done. So, thank you, Lopez. You can
Thank
go and
you.
hide away. I have thought of an
Mhm.
all driver question, but I guess we have to talk to the Sea Freeze killer. I mean, the race winner, Double A. I mean,
Hey.
finally, someone's done it. They
The
stopped
Hungarian
him.
Canadian. Yes. Finally
I,
done it.
the secret's out, and he's very happy.
Oh, that's my man. Crying. Slowly crying.
Double A, you qualified second place. Was there anything you could have done to get quicker in qualifying? But did you want pole?
Um, I always knew that I was going to be in the mediums. I feel like I couldn't got on pole. It wasn't the best of laps, but getting P2 was I was still very happy with that. I wasn't happy it was in front of me, but um, at the start I was able to get a really good start, jump him, and then from then on it was just smooth sailing.
Were you ever at all concerned with when Seafreeze was chasing you down, or were you just like, I'm quicker?
um, I was very confident in myself and managed everything very well. Um, the only time where I was a bit concerned is when I pitted. I was surprised that Seafreeze stayed out. I was happy about that. But then by the end of the lap, I caught up to Psycho, and I think it was I roll. No, it was Be Good. Be Good. And they held me up a little bit, but the undercut was so powerful that I was easily ahead of Sea Freeze, and then from then on, it was just managing, staying ahead, keeping the pace up, and then when Sea Freeze spun, then it was game over.
Dare I ask, Secret, do you have a question for Double A?
Well, congratulations on the first win of the season, Mr. Double A. Beautiful
Strap in for the
Renault.
fanboying
Thank
right
Proud of
you.
you,
here.
man. Oh
That
my
one was for
God.
you. That one was for you.
Oh man, I love you, Adam. What a great guy. My first question is to you: how good was the feeling when you got out of the first pit stop and you passed those few cars that were on the hard tires, and you just knew, you got past them. You still had Freeze behind and Bad Fast who were chasing you, but they were behind. What was that feeling when you just got past all the drivers and it was just clear air ahead?
Um, it was like a weight off my shoulder. It confirmed, um, everything, and as I said, it set me up to manage everything very easily, keep a bit of a gap, put the pressure on Sea Freeze, and just coast to the end. Well, not coast, but manage myself to the end and keep up the pace, and it seemed to work because he spun. So, um,
That's just about to get onto my second question. How was that? That's the big main factor. How was it when you realized that this is actually it? He spun. This is mine to take. Did you just all the senses did just go down at that point? You just relaxed.
um, when I saw the yellow on the track, I was very happy. Of course, it's a shame for him, but for me, it was great. And but I quickly, made sure that everything was managed, head down, keep a focus, and just bring it home. I still had about 6, 7 laps at that time. Making sure that I'm good on fuel, good on ERS, not hitting walls, not getting corners, not getting penalties, and that's what I. And not talking about CPs, but of course his teammate, he disqualified, and with happenings in Belgium, as I said before, karma and what goes around comes around. So it was coming, and I'm
Indeed, it
happy that I was able
does.
to get a win finally.
I'm very proud of you, man. Good win on that one. Next
Thank you.
week is Britain.
Mm,
And we'll
you
see what
better
happens there,
dominate.
man. Very proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And that concludes the fanboy type of the interview
Leave me
questions.
alone.
You wouldn't believe that we met just today. Everyone would think we'd been an old married couple. Um, but this kind of now, Jones. If you want to answer this question, this is fine. But I'm going to start with Double A. It's a question to everyone here, including you, Secret, if you wish to answer it. What do you think of the wind tunnel model of the new 2021 F1 car? If you've seen it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Garbage. Sorry.
Okay. I have seen it. Um, it looks great in my opinion. I'm very excited for it. Um, as long as it can produce close racing, um, it'll be great for the sport.
Lopez, what are your thoughts on the 2021 wind tunnel model?
Uh, could use a little bit of work to look better, but overall, they believe that racing will be a lot closer. Um, they believe that the cars will be losing about a 5% downforce behind each other. So could be interesting. I wonder how the races could be, especially since today we had a really incredible race, but at the same time there was very few overtakes because it was hard to overtake. Following a car as close as we were, it was kind of difficult. Sometimes you would get on the steer, sometimes you would be able to roll with it. But if those cars do bring closer racing, better racing, then it will be really interesting how the races could be in the 2021 game.
Secret, your turn.
I'm a little disappointed. I wasn't a big fan of the 2009 wheels because there was a lot of problems. If you remember back in those days when refueling was a thing, those wheels remind me of the wheels that just never. There was always a problem with it. It just didn't look right when you try to take them off the fast pit stops.
You mean
So I'm
Haas's
kind.
wheels?
Listen, it's a different. It's just it's. I like the
I don't
design.
like change.
I don't. Mainly because I'm a fanboy of my idol Lewis, but he'll probably be retired by then. But I listen, Formula One is Formula One. Even though those cars say they're going to be so much less on downforce, Formula One engineers are here to do one thing: that's produce downforce. And I'm not going to be surprised if those cars are the fastest cars still in Formula One. Because these engineers, remember this year with this big downforce change on the front wing, these cars are extremely quick this year, faster than any other car ever, except for on certain tracks. So if they can nail it, it will be great. But if they can't, I just, what are we gonna do? You don't want to go to an IndyCar type scene because those are just all the same thing. And you don't want to do F2. Formula One is for development. Unfortunately for Williams, it's been tough this year, but they have to develop. You know, Mercedes, Ferrari, and everybody, they are constantly developing because they have earned their spot and they timed, with these new regulations, we'll see what happens. But I'm not a fan of the aerodynamic part of it, but things change.
Jones, do you think that car will break as easy as your McLaren does?
Facts. Preach, baby, preach. Preach.
See, I don't mind it. The nose is awful, but when it comes to me, I don't care what a car looks like. I like what a livery looks like. And apparently, according to several livery experts that I talk to too much, they're saying that the cars may end up looking more blocky livery designed like the 1980s cars. It's like the cars that everyone likes, like the Marlboro McLaren, the way they did the livery on that. So that might be fun to look at. I already have seen there's a few of them. The 7 Up Jordan has shown up on a few already that people have edited. But yeah, it's not a good look on the nose right now in F1. The rear end looks fine. The nose looks awful.
Yeah. Just to add something onto it, guys. I don't understand what the cover is on top of the tires. You see, you know the little things that is that
Winglet.
the winglet? Is that
Yeah,
to move the
downforce.
airflow away
No,
from
it's
the front?
downforce.
It's just more
It's to like sort of
downforce.
feed it around the wheel. Is to make it to like push the air against the wheel. The wheel will get pushed against the surface of the road a little bit easier.
Yeah, the first reaction that I had when I saw that, I was like, fan car on Gran Turismo. You know, the Red Bull fan car. That's the first reaction I
Okay.
had. I was like, holy smokes, Formula One is gonna be crazy. And then when I looked into detail, I
The
started to
thing is,
realize
though,
that it's not.
that isn't a fan car. That was designed by Adrian Newey as F1 Without Limits.
Yeah.
So, but nonetheless, this has been a great press conference as always. Nice, well-behaved drivers, because Zandamar decided to leave, so there was no blocking. Um,
No walls.
oh, that was
There's no.
bad. The
Listen,
Great
Jones
Wall of
made it
Canada
far.
has left us.
Jones made it farther than me. So
Nonetheless, though, next week we'll be heading off to Silverstone, so my house. Everyone's going to par around my house and hang out with me for a bit, and then we're going to head and actually do some racing. But nonetheless, thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, as always, Jones being Mr. Producer and recording for us.
whoop whoop.
Oh dear. No.
Ooh.
No. No.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh.
I won't make it off the grid. I'll spin off like Hulkenberg. I will spin off like everyone. The wheels will fall off.
God.
It'd be like putting Sterling Moss in a car now. He wouldn't know what to do. And
Oh, I think it just did.
And on that note, it's time to end. Thank you so much for everyone for joining us. I am going to now go and get punched up by the Americans, and I will see you all later. Have a very good weekend, and I'll see you on Thursday. Make sure you check out the silver and the gold races to see how Secret does, and the silver class drivers, as we often do like to promote them. That's on Tuesday and Wednesday. And we'll see you again for the Platinum class. I think Dre might be back, so I might have to deal with our Dr. Dre, who's probably got a suntan now. But we'll see you later. So have fun, guys, and we'll see you next time. Ta-ra!